Now, these clever people have been telling us for too many hundred years that Nazareth is not heard of anywhere in the writings until we get to about the 19th century. And so Nazareth didn't exist. It's just been made up by the gospel writers. And Nazareth, in the middle of the 19th century, became one of the biggest cities in Israel. It's still today the biggest Arab city in Israel. And because wherever you've got cities, archaeologists just get frustrated. Because if we're going to dig, we're going to have to pull down buildings before we dig. And so we have to wait until a hotel or a high-rise building is going to be built, and they start to clear away the earth. And then the archaeologists jump in and say, no, we'll clear it away. We'll find out what's there first before you do anything. And when this visitor centre was going to be built here near one of the churches in Nazareth, the archaeologists got in first. And what did we find? These houses from the 1st century that didn't exist, according to all the clever people, existed. These are first remains of 1st century houses that you see in front of you here. You'll notice how the building and the walkways have been put on pillars and above it now, so that you can go along there and you can see these remains of the 1st century village of Nazareth. Even more exciting is that, well, not maybe even more exciting, just as exciting, is the fact that just below these 1st century houses, we find remains of a Nazareth that existed in the 10th to the 8th century BC. That's during the times of the kings of Israel. So we know that Nazareth was there in the in the Iron Age. We know that Nazareth was there during the Roman period in the 1st century, and of course we know that it's there now. We don't yet have any proofs of its name back then, but we do know that the place existed. And these clever people, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I don't know, have been shown to be incorrect once again by archaeology. You can trust the Bible when it tells you something, and archaeology has shown that again and again and again. If you want to find out more about the archaeology of Nazareth, why not join me next semester in the Apostolic Theological Seminary on a biblical archaeology course? I will leave a link in the description below.